I'm Madeleine Slatford, editor for the Middle East and South Asia region for NVentures. Over the next few minutes, I will give an overview of some of the activity that has taken place across this region during the past few months and highlight some key activity and opportunities. Not surprisingly, events in the Middle East have been dominated by the sudden conflict and the damage that was caused to production facilities in the Gulf and the subsequent closure of the Straits of Hormuz. This has obviously had knock-on effects for exploration and appraisal in the region. For example, the Yumna field offshore Oman is waiting for infill drilling, but the Energy Emerger rig, which the company has used before and has chartered for this work, is still in the UAE. So it's the other side of the Straits of Hormuz, and that's presumably caused a delay in getting that rig to its destination. In the Kurdistan region of Iraq, a lot of the production is shut in, and that's obviously having a negative effect on revenue, which is feeding back into exploration programs. However, also in Iraq, the Chinese company Zhenhua has reported a significant oil and gas discovery adjacent to the Saudi border, with the second well on the Shams field producing from the Lower Jurassic Mus Formation. Although the company's quoted reserve estimate of 8.8 billion barrels possibly needs a little bit of qualification, especially given that the results of the first well were not reported as a significant discovery. It does look as though this could be a stratigraphic pinch-out play in the Khor 9 block, and there are 2 more wells scheduled for drilling there. Away from the actual Gulf region itself, there has been ongoing activity. Oxy is still drilling on their Block 51, Nama 1, onshore Oman, and further east in South Asia, the conflict has had less effect on operations. In Pakistan, for example, there have been 2 significant discoveries. OGDC's Baragzai X1, which was drilled as a slant well, essentially a deviated well, but from the surface. And it's been one of those kebab-type wells where it's targeted 5 different reservoirs, all within enclosure in the same structure, from the Triassic through the Jurassic, Cretaceous and Paleocene. So there's a high net pay thickness there, and OGDC has managed to complete the well as a producer and put it on stream pretty much immediately, with an impressive flow rate of 5,300 barrels of oil per day and 17 million standard cubic feet of gas a day. Nearby, the Bilitang 1 well, drilled by MOL, discovered gas from the Cretaceous and was successfully sidetracked to intersect better quality reservoir, flowing gas at 26 million standard cubic feet of gas a day. These are highly significant discoveries, showing that there's life for exploration in the mature Potwar Basin. Also in Pakistan, PPL eventually spudded their Dolphin X1 well, which is right down in the south, in a marshy area which effectively borders India. There was some speculation in the press last year that this was an offshore well. And it's not offshore in the sense that it's not out there in the Arabian Sea, but it certainly is in slightly challenging drilling terrain. If successful, it will probably be a southerly extension of the mature Lower Goru play in the lower Indus Basin. In India, ONGC reported a couple of discoveries in the Mumbai offshore, targeting additional reservoirs, such as the Pliocene in MBS 191 HCA1. Meanwhile, the Andaman drilling program continues, with both Oil India and ONGC active. ONGC is drilling what is described as a stratigraphic well, ANDP1, near the maritime boundary, as close as you can get to Indonesia's Sumatra Basin, where obviously there have been discoveries. Meanwhile, Oil India extended the contract for the Blackford Dolphin semi-sub, which is currently drilling Vijaya Puram 3 until July. And also the Oka 1 well in the Kerala Konkan Basin, quite a long duration offshore well that's still ongoing, results expected next month, June 2026. In terms of gaining entry to these areas via the licensing round process, India's OALP 10 bid round remains open. It's had numerous extensions to the deadline and is now accompanied by OALP 11, which offers additional acreage. The closing date for both these rounds is currently June the 19th, but there have been so many deadline extensions that it's worth checking before submitting your bids. Bangladesh at the end of May also announced an offshore bid round that's long awaited and that will be closing at the end of November this year. Oman has had a bid round open since April, and Ras Al Khaimah bid round closed in February, pretty much at the time of the starting of the conflict. They do say negotiations are ongoing, so hopefully there will be some awards to be seen as a result. There are additionally, of course, out-of-round entry opportunities, and these are captured and kept up to date in the NVentures database. Exploration, while facing some short-term challenges, is clearly buoyant across the Middle East and South Asia region. Full geotechnical coverage is provided in the NVentures MESA service. We cover drilling activity, deals, bid rounds, and active data rooms, all with vital geological context. NVentures also manages the high-value Earth Moves GIS database. And don't forget, our data and reports are all delivered online with simple GIS tools. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to know more about how we can help with exploration intelligence and new ventures, please get in touch.